If you're struggling to find Giovanni, battle against Giovanni, or you just want some general tips and tricks for rocket grunts and leaders, well, this video is for you. So, where do you get a super rocket radar, the thing that you need to face off against Giovanni? Well, right now in the Go Pass Stilled Resolve event, there is not one, but two super rocket radars available. And I highly recommend purchasing the deluxe track, because that way you're going to get one unlocked at rank 1 and then one for free at rank 30, giving you two super rocket radars. And these are hard to acquire and the only way to face off against Giovanni. These are what you need. They are highly sought after in this game and usually quite rare to acquire. Well worth it in my opinion. So once you've acquired one, all you need to do is go to items, equip it, and you can scan, potentially finding him at nearby Pokestops, although sometimes you might get imposters. By far the easiest method is to equip it though and just wait for a balloon. Just make sure to equip it before the balloon arrives. And right now if you're battling the rocket leaders, they are going to have a nice selection of Pokemon which you can Shadow Shiny hunt. I'm particularly after that Shadow Shiny Snorlax that Cliff can have. So right now that's the leader I'm shiny hunting. Unlike super rocket radars, the regular radars are actually quite easy to obtain. You just need to battle grunts until you have enough components. They then combine. This is what allows you to battle against the leaders. Upon defeating them, you can get some good items and rewards, Shadow Shiny Pokemon from an encounter, and if you have the egg space, 12-kilometer eggs, which are worth incubating as they can hatch some rare Pokemon and shiny Pokemon. Alright folks, let's go over some tips and tricks. For this, I'm going to use a rocket grunt, but this is also going to apply for rocket leaders and Giovanni as well. We got Kieran out, but that doesn't matter because we're about to attack with it a little bit and then swap into a secondary Pokemon. So whatever first Pokemon that you want to use, make sure it's actually your secondary Pokemon. So here we go. We're attacking the Sandshrew a little bit. We're swapping into a Kyogre, and notice that the Sandshrew isn't attacking back until now. So we swapped in, and look, we're essentially getting in 3 attacks. And that is also going to apply for when the rocket, grunt, leader or Giovanni throws out a new Pokemon. Obviously, whenever you throw out a new Pokemon. And it's also going to apply for charge attacks. And obviously this is going to be massively helpful in building the charge attacks, because you're going to need to use at least 2 charge attacks against leaders and Giovanni to remove those first 2 shields, after which you're going to be able to get in charge attacks to be able to do massive damage and take them down, right? So let's see what I mean in a second. The Sandshrew goes down, and look, I get in 3 attacks on the Vibrava before it's able to even attack me back. And the same is going to be true for when I throw charge attacks or when they throw charge attacks. So here we got a charge attack. I undercharge it. And look, the Hippodon doesn't attack me. And I'm able to get in more attacks. So this is going to be very helpful. And obviously this is what we want to do against rocket leaders and Giovanni. Now we can discuss Giovanni's team. First and foremost, he's always going to lead with that Persian. As his second Pokemon for the longest time, it was going to be Kangaskhan, Rhyperior or Nidoking. But now it's Kangaskhan, Rhyperior or Machamp. But in terms of strategy, it's not really going to change too much if you stick to the tips that we've just gone through, and also go with type effectiveness when we build our team in a moment. And for his third Pokemon, he's going to have Landorus. Let's talk weaknesses, which is going to help you build your team against Giovanni. The Persian is going to be weak to fighting type Pokemon. His second Pokemon will now be Rhyperior, Machamp or Kangaskhan. So a fighting type Pokemon could be another pick that's good to take care of the Kangaskhan and the Rhyperior. If he has the Machamp, you could potentially bring along a Mewtwo. And of course the Landorus is going to be weak to water and ice types. But I probably wouldn't bring along an ice type, as he has Pokemon which can deal with that. And based on the weaknesses of his Pokemon, you can start to consider strong Pokemon which are going to be good to counter his Pokemon. A strong water type Pokemon is going to be a fantastic pick, especially because we know he has the Landorus in the back. I actually love Swampert as it gets to charge moves so quickly with Mudshot, which means I'm able to spam those charge attacks, which as we know is very important to get rid of those 2 initial shields so that we can do massive damage afterwards and take down his Pokemon. So I'm actually going to bring along a Machamp for the Persian, a Swampert to deal with everything else, and then a Kyogre. But as we'll see in a second, I didn't even end up using the Kyogre. I literally used a Machamp and a Swampert, and that's it, because the Swampert gets to charge moves so effectively. And even though Machamp isn't weak to water types, sometimes water types can actually be quite bulky and are just going to be able to handle the Machamp anyway. But you could end up bringing along a Kyogre, maybe a Mewtwo, and then whatever else as a third option, maybe even another strong water type. So yeah, here's the team I'm using, 2 bulky water types and the Machamp. Hydro Cannon on the Swampert is going to be Legacy, but you can acquire it by using Elite Charge TM. Highly recommend it. I think Swampert is an excellent Pokemon. Very good at dealing with a lot of Rocket Grunts, leaders, getting to those charge attacks to be able to get rid of their barriers. Just a fantastic Pokemon. Actually excellent for PvP as well. You're going to see in a second why I love Swampert and how good it is at getting those charge attacks off. And obviously he's going to lead in with that Persian. We're going to do a ton of damage here, and I'm going to get to my first charge move. There's no point doing the little mini game for it and getting off the maximum amount of damage, because obviously we know he is going to block those first 2 charge moves. So I think I'm going to build up to another one just in case I need it. I'm going to swap into the Swampert, and look, charging up loads. He's going to throw his now. I'm going to block that. But notice he didn't throw any fast attacks, and he's still not throwing fast attacks. And I'm able to charge up to essentially 2 Hydro Cannons. And I've got loads now. Loads of charge saved up. No point charging this charge attack up though, because he's going to block it. But now I'm going to have essentially 2.5. I'm going to build up to that. And now we can start doing the little mini game. Get our first charge attack off. Look how much damage that's done. And already, again, charging up to 2.5 in the bank again. So we're going to have a crazy amount essentially saved up for when the Landorus comes out in a second. I might not even need to use my Kyogre here. We'll see how much damage this first Hydro Cannon does. Already charged up to 2.5 again, and he's only hit me a few times. Haven't even used my second shield yet. Oh, and that does a lot. Build up a little bit more. Throw out another one. And he should basically almost be down. And we've almost won now. Now, I could easily throw out another one here. Maybe even 2. But I'm actually going to end it there. Obviously, we could finish him off quite easily now. And so you might be wondering why I backed out there. Because obviously we had easily won the battle. I could have then gone into the encounter, captured that Shadow Landorus, which is actually going to be pretty useful and actually pretty good in PvP as well. But I'm not massive on PvP personally, and I actually want to save my Super Rocket Radar because he doesn't actually take it until after the match. So when you've actually beaten Giovanni and then you go into the encounter, that's when you lose your Super Rocket Radar. Well, I actually want to keep mine and actually save it for future Shadow Legendary Pokemon. And for me, that's going to be Shadow Rayquaza, or for whenever they drop it. Who knows how long that might be. But I don't particularly need the Shadow Landorus, and I would much prefer to save these Super Rocket Radars for something that could be crazy in the near future. I remember I used quite a few on the Shadow Groudon when that came out, because you can keep battling the Giovanni as long as you have Super Rocket Radars, and you'll keep getting whatever legendary Shadow Pokemon he has at the time. So say maybe in 2 months Shadow Rayquaza does get dropped, and you are able to get one off of him after the battle. Well, I'm saving my Super Rocket Radars for that. But obviously, to each their own. Right now, if you have 2 of them from the past, you could use both if you want and obtain 2 Shadow Landoruses if that's what you want. It's going to be about it from me though. Please slap like button. Massively helps with the YouTube algorithm. As always, please everyone, take care. Catch you all in the next one.